Yo, 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 what's going on, my fantastic family and friends? It is your boy, Mr. Dominique, aka the Scorpio King, baby. And I'm back at you with another episode of Dom's World. You know the routine from right up top. Because you got your world and I got mine. And this morning, I want to get to chopping it up about why your parents and siblings reject you. That subject hot like this coffee is, baby. That's a hot subject to talk about right there. But a family member asked me to do so. A family member reached into the comments and said, can you talk about why your parents and siblings reject you? And family member, I got you. Now, again, I'm just giving you my opinion. This is Dom's World. You're getting Dom's opinion. Chop, chop. I got two reasons that I'm going to talk about why I think parents and siblings reject you. Now, there's multiple reasons, okay? There's more than the two reasons I'm going to give you, but I ain't got all day. So I'm going to give you two reasons to chew on. And then in the comments, you give me more. Let's feed each other, okay? I love it. In no particular order, one of the reasons I feel like parents and siblings reject you is out of shame. Out of shame. Out of shame for whatever those reasons are, for whatever those reasons may be, but out of shame. They feel that you brought shame to the family name. They feel you brought shame to the reputation. They feel you bring shame upon them. They're ashamed of your behavior. They're ashamed of how you look. They're ashamed of who you're married to or who you with. Just shame. And I'm not saying that's right, but I do believe it depends on the situation. But let me give you a couple examples, all right? Let me give you one example. Let's say that your parents have a family business, okay? And a very successful family business, whatever it may be, it's a successful family business. And the family, in their mind, the whole time, they're thinking we're creating this empire that we're going to pass down to our children. One day, Junior's going to take over. One day, baby girl's going to take over. And the whole time they're building this successful empire, that's what they're thinking. They're going to pass it down to the children. But let's say you, the child, as you grow older, you decide you don't want the family business. It doesn't appeal to you. It doesn't desire you. You have no desires to take over it. You don't want anything to do with it. It's not the life you want to live. And let's just use this for an example, because I need to really, try to bring this home and paint this picture. Let's say you, the child, you want to go join the circus. That's a real thing, right? There are people who travel with the circus, who make a living performing in a circus. That's what they choose to do. So let's just say that as a child, that's your choice. That's what you choose to do all your life. Ever since you was a little boy, a little girl sitting in front of the TV watching the circus, and you, in your mind, you've been dreaming about doing this. And your family has this successful business over here that they got lined up. Your position is lined up for you to graduate high school or college and walk right into being the CEO. And you choose to go perform in the circus. Now, your family could reject you for that decision. They could feel you brought shame upon their name. You chose to go perform in the circus and be a circus act rather than come and take over the family business. And one day, mama and daddy ain't gonna be here no more. So they really taking it personal that you're not stepping up to the plate to take over this business, this empire that they built, so that they can leave it to you and leave it to your kids and their kids and their kids. That's a real situation, and a mother and a father could reject you for that because they take it so personal that you're not taking the family business. And you performing in the circus. But are you wrong? Absolutely not. That's your life to live. And if that's what you want to do with it, you have that right. And mama and daddy just got to swallow that pill, take a sip of water, and drink. Tough pill to swallow, mom and dad, but nonetheless, you got to swallow it because your kid's life is theirs to live. Another example I can give to you when it comes to shame is it could be justified. Let's just say the family is just a normal family. A bunch of 9-to-5ers, but everybody loves each other. Middle class family, hardworking family, get together for family reunions. Everyone loves each other to celebrate holidays together. A pleasant, normal, everyday American family. And let's say you suffer from a drug addiction. Let's say you're that child that suffers from a drug addiction. And we know all the troubles, all the trials and tribulations that come along from a child that may suffer from a drug addiction, a person who's addicted to drugs of any sort. Cocaine, heroin, meth, doesn't matter. Prescription drugs, over-the-counter drugs, NyQuil, I don't care. If you're addicted to it, then it becomes a problem. Well, you may bring shame upon your family because of your behavior, because of the choices that you make. It puts a dark cloud over the family name. That's a justified shame, in my opinion. If I'm a mother or a father, yes, I'm going to feel a bit shame. I'm going to feel a little ashamed that my child is addicted to drugs and is out there doing all these awful things and displaying this wild, crazy behavior to get those drugs. But if your family rejects you because that's what you do, and they're rejecting you, it's because they are ashamed of you. And yes, they may be tired of trying to help you, and have not accepted their help, and they may have given up on you. But before they give up on you, they're going to go through a period of shame. Trust me, before they give up on you, they're going to be ashamed of you. Before they outright reject you, they're going to feel shame for you. Another reason I think your parents and siblings would reject you is flat out jealousy and envy. Flat out. Jealousy and envy. Is it a no-brainer that brothers and sisters can be competitive with each other? Brothers and sisters can grow up being competitive with each other, and when they're kids, it can be friendly. If done correctly, if raised properly, a person can be competitive in nature, but can keep it friendly. But when you become adults and siblings become competitive, it sometimes turns into jealousy and envy. You got two sisters who've grown up with each other playing volleyball. One playing volleyball, one playing soccer. And they've always competed for their parents' attention. They've always competed for mom and dad to come to this game, come to my game. What if we both got games tonight? Who's coming to whose game? What if y'all both want mom to come to your game, but mom chooses hers? Why? Because she's better than you? No. But competitive, that competitive nature that can turn into jealousy and envy. You tell yourself mom loves her more, so now you start to become jealous of your sister, or vice versa. Two sons competing for dad's attention. One plays football, the other plays basketball. They both got a tournament this weekend. Whose game does dad go travel to? They both want dad to go. But if he chooses you, then does this brother think dad loves him more? So siblings are competitive by nature. But when they grow up, and if they don't know how to keep that in check, and if their spirit ain't right, then it turns into jealousy and envy. One sister mad at another sister because she's happily married, and you're not. But do you stop and think why she could be happily married? Maybe because she chooses to be with only one guy and stay with that one guy. You've been all over the place. Do you sometimes stop and think why one child may have a better relationship with the parents and you don't? Isn't it because you're more out there doing your own thing and that child is more glued to mom and dad? Sometimes you're jealous of your sibling for no reason. Sometimes you look at it, you can realize yourself like, oh, you know what? He needs mom and dad more, or she needs mom and dad more. I'm a little bit more independent. I don't need mom and dad's help as much. So it's not that mom and dad love them more. It's they need mom and dad more. Like sometimes you got to be able to just look at it that way. But when it comes to you being rejected by your parents and siblings, that doesn't come from a good place, whether it's jealousy or whether it's shame. That doesn't come from a good place. Okay? So if you can fix it, if you can build that bridge and fix it, I think it's worth fixing it. But here's the most important thing I want you to take from my video today. Never hold ill will towards your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, or your children. I'm gonna talk about your immediate family. Never hold ill will towards any members of your family, but let me really paint this picture about your immediate family. Your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your son, your daughter, your grandma, your grandpa, your grandchildren. That immediate family that's really connected to your bloodline. If you are the family tree, if you are the tree, I'm talking about the people who literally sprouted from you. Don't get into it with those people. Don't hold ill will with those people. Don't harbor hate towards those people. It is not worth it. It is not worth the grief and the sorrow that it will place on your soul. God says to love your mother and father, respect your mother and father. And I say, as a parent myself, how could you not love your children? I can't think of anything that my boys could do that would cause me to not love them. I can't think of anything that my boys can do that will stop me from loving them as their father. So I want to leave you with this. Your parents and siblings may reject you, but you don't have to reject them. Them rejecting you, leave that between them and God. Let them work that out. When you see your immediate family, whenever you can be around them, love them. Treat them as if you don't have any issues with them. So treat them like you don't. And whatever they got to work out within them, let them work that out. That's between them and God. Pray for them. But whatever you do, don't put yourself in a position to be living with regret because of something you said to your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your grandma, your grandpa, your grandchildren. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. You don't want to ever live with that kind of regret. Life is too short. You never know when you're going to lose one of those family members. So it's better to leave in silence than to leave with words of rage and anger and bitterness, okay? Why do your parents and siblings reject you? In my opinion, because of shame and because of jealousy and envy. But regardless, I don't want you to reject your parents. Let them work that out. Leave that between them and God. You love your family members no matter what, unconditionally with one love. Like I always say, love them unconditionally, okay? If you like what you hear, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for all notifications. Like and share your boy videos. I am Mr. Dominique, a.k.a. the Scorpio King, saying peace and one love. Now, family, I'm telling you to love them unconditionally and love them anyway. But if you have to, love them from a distance. Put some distance between you and them. If they reject you and they're treating you wrong, they don't want nothing to do with you, fine. Move on with yourself. Carry on with your life. Build your family. Build your own family and build it the way that you wish your family was. But in the meantime, love your mother, love your father, love your brother, your sister, your grandma, your grandpa, your immediate family. Love them unconditionally, but most importantly, love everyone. Your boy is out.